Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, welcome back to Lecture on Samadhi. Hopefully, all of us have had a nice weekend. So, time for us to concentrate on the prayer first. Now, let's sit upright, place our palms together, and concentrate on the prayer below. We take refuge with our mental Bani. We take refuge with Shakyamuni Buddha. We take refuge with all the triple jewel of the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time. This will open your future. It's a past, profound, and wonderful Dharma in hundreds of millions of years is difficult to encounter. When a thing hear it, receive and behold it, and without you valent, the Tadakta's true meaning, and without you practice, the Tadakta's true way, and without you attain, the Tadakta's true state. Without that, we can spontaneously express the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability and Buddha's state through our action, speech, and thoughts. We also vow that all the living beings can enter into the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability, and Buddha's state all into us. So that's a prayer. And last week we've learned 2 sentences. Okay, just now I was doing some preparation. Yeah, Elva, sorry for keeping you waiting. Okay, thank you so much. Now time for us to go ahead with the review first. Okay. The 2 sentences, we'll listen to the video.
The solution is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth that the very existence of the ego struck cast out of the garden. The serpent is a metaphor for the primordial spiral that extends from the microcosm to the macrocosm. Today, the serpent is living as you. It is the egoic mind expressed as the manifested world. We have never before had access to so much knowledge. We've gone deep into the material world, even finding the so-called God particle. But we've never been more limited, more ignorant of who we are and how to live. And we do not understand the mechanism by which we create suffering.
What are they? Wait for a moment. Right.
Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create a preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of egoic structures, or self-interests. The solution is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth that the very existence of the ego structure creates duality, a split between self and other, mine and yours, man and nature, inner and outer. The ego is violence. It requires a barrier, a boundary from the other in order to be. With barrier, often pictures a world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create a preference in our mind, It's due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create a preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create a preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create a preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests.
Yeah, that's what we learned last week, and time for us to read it first, and then to try to recite them. Okay, they say you first because you are the first person to read and recite, so you can make it twice. Okay.
Okay.
Read twice. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you
clearly.
hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
clearly. Yes, you please go ahead.
Okay, our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create preference in our mind, it is due to the coming to being of egoic structures or self-interests.
Once again.
Oh, okay. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create preference in our mind, it's due to the coming to being of egoic structures or self-interests.
Genius. Yes, recite it, please.
Our thinking has created the world as it is. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create preference in our mind, it's due to the coming to being of the egoic structures of self-interests.
Exactly. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you so much. And it's your time, Alice. Are you with us? I will check the name list. Yes, Alice, you please. Hello, Alice. Can you get on mic? I can see that you are on the mic, but I cannot hear you clearly. I cannot hear you. Maybe next one is, yeah, Joy, you please. You first, okay? Try it.
Yes, okay.
Okay, Joy's voice is normal. Yeah, thank you so much.
Read twice.
Okay, no problem. You can do it. Okay.
Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests.
Okay, time for us to recite it. Yes, please.
Okay. Our thinking has created the egoic mind as it is now. It is now. It is now.
Have a glance at it. Yeah, have a glance.
Whenever label something as good or bad, or create create preference in our mind. It is due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests.
Genius. Yeah, you made it. Yeah, congrats. Thank you so much, Joy. And here, please pay attention to has created, because there is created present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. Yeah, before created there is a has. So created has created. And the tense is present. Sorry, present perfect tense. So you can check it at your end. So yeah, that's the structure of it.
Present perfect tense.
Yes, present perfect tense. So that's it. Yes, thank you so much for your attention. Is your time, Elva? Would you like to try read them?
Yeah.
One time or twice, and then recite them?
Okay. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests.
Yeah, okay. Is it possible for you to recite directly?
Yeah.
Okay, just do it.
Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, create a preference in our mind, it's due to they come into being egoic structures or self-interest.
Exactly. Yes, thank you so much. So how about you, Alice? Does your mic work now?
Yeah. Could you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now. Your time, it's your turn now.
Okay, yeah. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create a preference in our mind, is due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests.
Okay, recite it, please.
Okay. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create a preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of the egoic structures or self-interests.
Genius. Yeah, thank you so much for your excellent recitation. You did so well. Yeah, perfect. Now I will do it. Our thinking has created the world as it is now. As it is now. Okay. Whenever we label something as good or bad, a create preference in our mind is due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests. So that's it. Yeah, that's the problem. And we always judge something and make comments on something, right? Just depends on our preference, not on the truth and the preference in our mind. So that's the as it says in the 玄伽马 Sutra, 知见立知，戴着有色眼镜去看这个幻化的世界，看这些幻化的现象。So or create preference in our mind, or make some judgment, or make some comments, depends on our emotion. Yeah, that's That's the fault we made. Yeah. So let's go ahead with the right solution. Okay. Now let's go ahead with the sentence.
Our thinking has created the world as it is now. Whenever we label something as good or bad, or create a preference in our mind, it's due to the coming into being of egoic structures or self-interests. The solution is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth that the very existence of the ego structure creates duality, a split between self and other, mine and yours, man and nature, inner and outer. The solution is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth that the very existence of the ego structure creates duality, a split between self and other, mine and yours, man and nature, inner and outer. The solution is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth that the very existence of the ego structure creates duality, a split between self and other, mine and yours, man and nature, inner and outer.
Inner and outer. Yeah, outer is the American, Northern American accent. Yeah, Northern American way. So that here, there is a new word, conquer. Okay, conquer. In that way, I think we can check it into the dictionary. Maybe we can use here intensive reading. Cannot work here. Maybe we can check it into the dictionary. Conquer. Yeah, in this way, yeah, conquer. Now, what does it mean? It means to take control of a country, city, and its people by force. Yeah, it's very governed. Yeah. So that's it. And let's listen to it again and then ask our Daisy to analyze the two sentences, right? Because there is a semicolon. Now let's go ahead, listen to it, concentrate on the structure analysis.
The solution is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth that the very existence of the ego structure creates duality, a split between self and other, mine and yours, man and nature, inner and outer.
Yeah, okay. Daisy, would you like to analyze the two sentences?
Yes. Okay. Okay. In this paragraph, there are two sentences. The first one is the solution is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth. Yeah, actually, this is the first sentence is a compound sentence. There is a link word, but in the first simple sentence is the solution is the subject, is the predicate. It's not is the predicate. To fight for peace or conquer nature is a infinitive phrase. It works as the predictive part. And then, but to simply recognize the truth. Actually, I think there is a predicate has been omitted. If we complete this sentence, it should be but but is to simply recognize the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the composition is the same as the first one. The solution is subject, is the predicate. To simply recognize the truth is the predictive part.
Mm-hmm.
And then
excuse me, sorry. So do you insist on, do you insist on your opinion is a compound sentence, right?
I mean, for the first one,
is a compound sentence.
The sentence before semicolon is a compound sentence, but for
complex or compound sentence or simple sentence, that's my question. Just focus on it.
Link by but, what kind of sentence we should call?
Are you sure? Yeah, after but there is a complete sentence.
Simple sentence. Simple.
Okay, you realize it. Yeah, congrats. Now let's go ahead with the last part. And that, okay.
Okay, that the very existence of the ego structure creates duality, a split between self and other, mind and use, man and nature, inner and outer. Okay, this is a complex sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Because the subject is a sentence led by that the very existence of the ego structure. No, sorry. That the very existence of the ego structure. That the very, is a simple sentence. That the very existence of the ego structure is the subject, creates is the predicate, duality is the object. And then a split between self and other, mind and use, man, nature, inner and outer. I think these phrases are for the explanations of the duality.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree with you. And I'd like to listen to you, Alice, about your opinion on this sentence, the structure.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so how about the structure that, so how does it work? How does it function?
I think that this is a positive clause led by that.
Sorry.
And
a positive, what does it mean?
同位语是吗？是不是？是不是同位语成句
？Yeah, right.
是吗？
Yes, exactly. That the very existence of ego construct. Yes, I think so. Exactly. So how about your opinion now, Ali, Daisy?
How to say 同位语 in English?
A positive, I'm not sure. I cannot check it.
I don't know.
Do it together. Okay. I think it is. Actually, I just asked, Alice Gilmark to tell me how to spell, how to express in that way.
APPOSI. Yeah,
APPO. Opposite.
Yeah.
Opposition.
Oh yes, that's it. In opposition. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, that's it.
Opposition.
Yeah, to use a noun phrase immediately. Yeah, immediately after. So have you found it? Yeah, have you found it? Yeah, immediately after, before another noun phrase that refers to the same person or thing. Yes, that's it. That opposition phrase. Exactly. Check the pronunciation again.
Opposition.
Opposition. Yeah, I'm tricky, right? I cannot express in English, but need the help from Alice. Yeah, thank you so much for telling me. Opposition. Yes, I agree with it. I agree with you. So Daisy, do you agree with us now?
Can you explain what the? Can you explain the structure of the application sentence?
Actually, this is yeah, the red one. Have you seen the red one?
Mm.
The red one is a phrase. Can you touch it?
Yes.
And actually, the main phrase and the main of the subject is that. That creates duality.
Oh, okay. That refers to the very.
So what kind of that? Yeah, what kind of that? The very existence of ego structure. This is the content of that, and it is the further explanation of that.
Okay.
And namely, that equals to the red one. That equals. Do you know equals?
So, yeah. Okay, got it. So here, do you think that it also refers to the truth? I'm not sure. The truth.
Exactly not.
Or the sentence that from that to inner and outer, it refers to the truth.
No. It means that, yeah, our thinking has created the world. And yeah, we judge something just by our thinking, right? The same sentence. And the third one is about how to recognize the truth, how to recognize truth. But we didn't recognize the truth because we just create, that it means, I think it's somehow like the very existence of ego construct is that, and also thinking, our thinking. So do you agree with me, Ali and Daisy? Actually, yeah, our thinking, our existence of ego construct creates duality. You know duality?
Yes.
对立面.
Yes.
So that remains refers to our thinking. Also means equals the very existence of the ego construct. So yeah, this is the further explanation of that. So do you know it?
Yeah, I can understand, but I don't know what kind of truth. Simply recognize the truth. What kind of truth?
The truth is.
What's the content of the truth?
The truth is, okay, we'll go ahead and find out the truth through meditation, through the samadhi. Okay. Currently, we cannot see it. I think it's the true wisdom. And maybe we can find some words we learned before in the previous context about the true wisdom. You know, true wisdom. Actually, yeah, there is no duality. We can check it duality and find something on your question. Okay, maybe in this one. Samadhi is beyond duality, a pain, a pleasure. It's beyond duality, a pain, pleasure. But it means that there is less mind that is creating resistance to whatever unfolds and the resistance to what is creating. So no self, samadhi, no egoic, so no self, no duality. So can you touch it? And yet there is still the I am. Anantara. You know Anantara Samik Samdi?
Yes.
And not self. So this is the truth. So can I touch it? Yeah. When there is an actual cessation of the self structure, it means also means the egoic structure. Self structure means the egoic structure. Yeah. When there is an actual cessation of the self structure, in samadhi. There is no egoic thought, no self, no duality, yet there is still the I am, anattara, samiksamiti, anattara, or no self. 这句话的意思，也就是从这个二元性可以知道，所有的二元性都是我们自己用想创造出来的。实际上是什么呢？当我们去歇即菩提的时候 ，cessation of self structure， 在我们三摩地当中歇即菩提的时候，它就是没有自我的这些想法，也没有真实的一个，就没有我，也没有二元性，但是这个是有一个真实的我存在。就是阿耨多罗三藐三菩提，或者是也没有一个就是一些你要我他的这些区别，这个 self 就是所有的反身代词的这个 self 的这个称呼。So that's it，就是告诉我们这个心经的内容啊，还有就是楞严经的内容，就是找这个刚才Daisy's question is about the what we forgotten what? Yeah, who we are. So that's the question just arised by Daisy. Arose by Daisy. Yeah, so arisen by Daisy. Yeah, who we are. So that's the truth. Now let's go ahead with shadowing it, okay? Is there any more question on these two sentences? Semicolon and opposition phrase. Yeah, that's it. Opposition phrase. Anything more?
Yeah, Enid. Yeah, 就看一说 ，sorry， 它这个 that 引导的是应该是一个同位语从句吧
？Yes. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I agree with you just now.
它这个同位语从句，它一般的，我记得我以前看的结构好像是没有分号的，它这里为什么给它用一个分号？
这个不是分号，这个是第一个句子，第二个句子它不是同位语从句，是同位语。从句的话，它肯定是有一个那个有谓语动词，这个里面这个红色部分没有谓语。So can you see it? Can you touch it?
这句话当时这样子的，你看一下，它这个 that the very existence of the ego structure， 就是这个自我这个
没有声音 ，Alice。
No voice anymore. It's not fighting for peace or conquer nature, but it simply realize the truth. Okay, if we did not use the semicolon, let's try again, use another structure, okay? But to symbolize, but simply recognize the truth that the very existence of ego creates duality. In that way, I think we can take that as a 同位语从句。但是如果是按照它原本的这个 semicolon 这个样的话，我们就可以认为它直接的是一个同位语，后面是一个同位语，一个 that 是一个主语，然后它就是主干的部分就是这个什么呢？ Then that creates duality, a split between self and other, mine and yours, man and nature, mine and yours. Okay, let's double check with the audio, okay? Because from the audio we know that is immediate after choose, or that just start with that. Okay, let's listen to it carefully.
Is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth that the very existence of the ego structure.
So please be assured, yeah, at least hopefully you can listen to me, but your mic cannot work just now. From the audio, we know that just start with that, not the truth that the very existence. So you know that just is the beginning of the sentence. So in that way, yeah, this is the opposition phrase, not a clause of not a subordinate clause of opposition. Hopefully you can understand it. Now listen to it again.
It's duality, a split between self and other, mine and yours, man and nature, inner and outer. The solution is not to fight for peace or conquer nature, but to simply recognize the truth that the very existence of the ego structure creates duality, a split between self and other, mine and yours, man and nature, inner and outer.
So from the reading, the audio, the audio record, we know that is begin here. And the truth is that there is no need to fight for peace, because it is use some solution to create something more worse. worse. 这里的 choose 的话，我们可以认为它真实的事实是什么呢？它的这些 solution， 它真的没有去改变事实，反而是让事实更加的糟糕。可以认为是这样的 choose， 也可以认为是后面的这个相反的这个事情，就是说总是有一个分裂的状态，总是以为有一个我的存在，所以这个 choose 是根源，就是因为有我的存在，所以说他要去就是觉得别人跟我意见不同，有触犯和平，所以要去用争斗的形式，要去打仗的形式来解决这个问题，或者是说我跟自然，我们人类跟自然是两个二元的，是二元的，是对立的。我们需要战胜自然，就类似于这一些去 conquer。刚才我们学的是什么？控制自然，什么征服自然，类似于这些词。好，所以它就是这个认知上的一些 choose 是错的。或者是认为他们不知道这个根本的我跟万物是相同是协调的。Yeah, okay, I can hear you, Alice.
Okay, yeah, okay. 我觉得我怎么感觉到它像这个 that 后面的 order 一直是对这个 truth 的进一步的解释呢和说明。
就刚才说的这个问题，我长话短说啊。如果是这样的解释的话，同为从句是可以的，他把这个放在这里是可以的。那他就不要这个号，然后他的读音就不是这样读的，他就 recognize the truth that the very existence， 他就这个 that 非常弱，但是他现在的这个读的话，他是把这个 that